Mario Kart, an 8.5 game franchise filled with evergreen titles. Endless fun with friends and family, online and around the world. Whimsical, fast-paced racing for ages 4 to 400. No matter how many copies pumped out of the factory, the game can't manage to stay on shelves. Yes, it's time for another video with Curly Covey. In today's video, we look at the Mario Kart franchise, its future, and its destined fate. Mario Kart is a beloved franchise for a reason. Since its debut installment in 1992, Mario Kart has succeeded in creating a brilliantly fast-paced, simple yet exciting, zany gameplay experience, with each title introducing a new mechanic, feature, or evolution to the franchise. Aside from improving graphics, controls, character selection, and adding new courses, the franchise is constantly improving and adding to its gameplay mechanics. For example, 2003's Mario Kart Double Dash introduced a dual item wielding system where a second player could join a race on a kart and assist in throwing items. It spawned the double item boxes that we actually still play with today, since they made a comeback in the most recent Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Mario Kart Wii gave us the motion control mechanic, and the 7th installment on the 3DS introduced hang gliders, as well as the kart customization tool. The Wii U's Mario Kart 8 seemed to be nearly a carbon copy of its predecessor, only sporting a new anti-gravity mechanic. And of course, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a direct re-release on the Nintendo Switch. It is a pretty sweet port though. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came packaged with all of the DLC from the Wii U version, as well as extra content on top of that. This included new characters, some of them non-Mario, and we'll talk about that more in a minute, and also some restored mechanics from older games, such as the Boo and Feather items, as well as the ability to pick up and hold 2 items at once. This is reminiscent, of course, of Mario Kart Double Dash. Even though the game is a port from the Wii U version, the title has still seen wild success on the Switch. In fact, over the last 3 years, the game's sales has been increasing by greater and greater amounts. The game saw its most successful year in sales yet in 2019, which was its 6th year on the market since its initial Wii U release. That said, there's still a little tiny sour taste in my mouth that this is still a Wii U port and it's an older vision of Mario Kart. To me, a system as prominent and successful as the Switch seems like it should have its own new innovative Mario Kart title to call its own. And let's face it, to me personally, the Mario Kart series was starting to feel a little bit recycled. It needs to be reinvented. So where, oh where, could Nintendo possibly take this franchise? Well, the most obvious idea to me, and apparently a bunch of other people have had this thought as well, is to introduce Mario Kart to the Nintendo hood. Yup, that's right. I'm talking about Nintendo Kart! And if you think about it, it naturally makes sense for Nintendo to head this direction with the franchise next. I mean, it seems like the large enough, bold enough next step that the series needs. After all, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has already taken a few important steps that are required to prepare this series to make that jump. First, let's talk about characters. With the deluxe version of Mario Kart 8, all players have access to all new characters, some of them non-Mario ones. Characters from The Legend of Zelda, Splatoon, and even Animal Crossing games joined the playable roster as part of the huge upgrade from the base Wii U game. Before all this happened, I wasn't really sure how Mario Kart would look and feel after adding characters from other games. I was afraid that it might affect the art style, or lose its whimsical cartoony madness that people love about Mario Kart. I was afraid that maybe the gameplay would be affected, or some of the mechanics would change. But after seeing what they did in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, all of those worries melted away. And boy, am I on board now. Each character is rendered in the familiar and whimsical Mario Kart art style, matching the formula perfectly and fitting right in among Mario and friends. The beautiful high-definition 60 FPS graphics of the Switch port also help make these changes feel all the more welcome. In addition to the new foreign characters, the developers behind Mario Kart 8 Deluxe expertly crafted new race courses themed from other Nintendo games as well, from Hyrule Castle to Animal Crossing Villages to F-Zero's Mute City. These trips outside of Mario terrain not only feel at home on the roster, but help players to feel right at home in that universe while racing. Each course features fun details that are familiar to the Mario Kart mechanics, yet have their own spin to complete the immersion in the gaming world you are visiting, such as the rupees instead of coins on Hyrule Circuit, or the balloons hoisting the items up as presents in Animal Crossing. But seriously? You're gonna have an F-Zero course without giving Captain Falcon the chance to smoke everyone else? Pfft, blasphemy. The inclusion of customizable kart parts that are themed from other characters continues to strengthen the immersion of the non-Mario characters in the game. But why stop there? I want to see Link racing on a sand seal, or Animal Crossing fruit that gives you the power to plow over other characters. And there's already so many items that work well with the canon from these other characters' games. Come on, don't tell me you've never thought of that when you're using the boomerang as Link, or a blooper playing as an Inkling. Of course, these are Mario items, but they could easily be replaced by foreign game items that parallel them and have the same effect on gameplay. It would just be diversifying the game's source material. I think Nintendo could successfully incorporate characters, courses, and items from a wide array of Nintendo games. Almost Super Smash Bros. Style. I mean, who doesn't want to see Captain Falcon racing Star Fox in hovercrafts on Rainbow Road? Come on! Of course, this does not necessarily need to be to the scale of Super Smash Bros. As much as I love Fire Emblem, I don't think that Byleth racing on horseback would quite fit the fast-paced cartoon racing tone that is Mario Kart. But that's not to say there isn't a wide assortment of Nintendo characters ready to compete on the racetrack. From Kirby to Star Fox to Metroid to Kid Icarus, even to Rob, there are a ton of adaptable characters and series just waiting to be thrown into a cartoon racing extravaganza. Nintendo has already done a great job integrating aspects of other games into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, so why not spend the extra time to take the idea all the way? I think the timing is right as well. If you take a look at the sustained success of the Mario Kart series, the game is doing better than ever, and right now it has the ability to attract even more attention by offering experiences from other titles than just Mario. In other words, a title like Nintendo Kart would greatly expand the already huge Mario Kart audience. Furthermore, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has been the most hyped installment in its series since Brawl, and getting yet another DLC character package. The Smash Bros. Fever is on the Switch to stay, and what better way to capitalize further on that hype train than to release another massive crossover game? Nintendo Kart is the window to that opportunity. Now, some people may be worried that adding characters from other games could spoil the lighthearted silliness that Mario Kart is known for. But Nintendo has already demonstrated it can flawlessly incorporate elements from other Nintendo games into the Mario Kart formula. I don't see why it shouldn't be taking the extra step for a fully fledged Nintendo Kart. The items, courses, and characters from other Nintendo titles would introduce just the new twists that the franchise needs to keep it interesting and relevant. Another! Of course, there are some fans who will want to keep their Mario Kart experience pure. But adding in characters, courses, and items from other franchises will add a whole new level to the gameplay that we haven't even seen until recently. Besides, there's nothing to say that the game can't evolve around its core Mario Kart mechanics while still adding in other characters as additional elements that may be toggled on and off. Items could be tackled in this way, similar to a Smash Bros. Approach to match customization. Don't act like a Sonic-themed course in Mario Kart wouldn't be the most exciting game design that we've seen in these games in years. Ow. So, what else could Nintendo do to pull off an appropriate overhaul of the franchise? I suppose they could introduce a new terrain type or mechanic as they did in Mario Kart 7 and 8. Mario Kart 9, here we come! But that still feels a bit too in line with the franchise's recent trajectory. Maybe add in some special game modes where you can adjust gameplay settings, like vehicle size or power-ups. What if karts could equip special defenses or weapons for sustained use throughout the race? Kinda like each character or kart having its own special ability. You know, this would be something reminiscent to the special items from Double Dash. Even a track builder feature so players can craft their own courses would also be a very welcome addition to the next title. I can see it now. Imagine placing shortcuts, speed pads, item boxes, coins, hazards. Now that is an addition I would want to see to a Mario Kart game. But of course, these are all just spitballed ideas from my feeble little fan brain as ways the series could evolve. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Switch launched 3 years ago, and today the Switch is barely halfway through its life cycle, if that. It certainly feels like it's time for a new Mario Kart entry. That said, why would Nintendo cannibalize their own sales of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe when the game has just had its most successful year in sales yet in 2019? Yeah, you know, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. So maybe 2020 may not be the year that we see the next Mario Kart come out, especially since there has been a number of leaks recently from Nintendo that they are working on 5 new Mario games for 2020, some of which may be remasters, and maybe one of those games could potentially be Mario Kart. I personally don't think a new Mario Kart game in that bunch would be likely, and I would be expecting a 2021, maybe even 2022 release for the next Mario Kart, especially since Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has been having such success over the last few years. So it's safe to say that maybe a new Mario Kart isn't quite on the horizon yet. But there will need to be a new installment at some point, and I would guess it would likely be before Nintendo's next gen. What I'm getting at is, since the Switch is so huge, why not work on something big this time? And if Nintendo Kart ever does come to fruition, a title of such implication and weight would surely set itself apart enough to encourage players to pick up a copy of the game, even if they already own Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The infinite possibilities of adding characters and courses through DLC also ensures the game's shelf life, as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has done, keeping characters coming back for more even years after its release. So, all this has me thinking, why not Super Nintendo Kart? This could be the all-inclusive, ultimate version of Mario Kart, containing all previously released and remastered courses, characters, and items, in addition to the new arrivals from other Nintendo franchises. Throw in a track builder, more advanced, customizable race settings, even special character abilities, and you have the most comprehensive Mario Kart title to date. The franchise has to have been working on something for the past few years, and personally, I think that an entry like this would give the franchise a much-needed gust of fresh air, without really compromising the core mechanics and silliness that we have come to love about Mario Kart. But that's enough of what I think about all this. I want to hear your thoughts. What new features do you want to see on the next Mario Kart? Do you think Nintendo Kart would be a great idea? Disastrous? Let me know down in the comments. Ah, man. Let's discuss. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, I'll shut up. Go eat some Skittles and actually eat some cherries. That's way healthier. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.